Hi, welcome to the event. Thanks for joining our Automotive Construction and Engineering live panel discussion this evening. We'll be starting in just a moment and welcoming our three panelists. I'm Lindsay, this is my colleague Amelia. We're both from the marketing team at the Manchester College, and we'll be your host for the event this evening. I'm going to hear from our head of department for each of the different areas to talk about the amazing facilities that we have, how teaching has adapted during the pandemic, and what future careers are possible by studying with us. Now, I'd like to introduce you to Assistant Principal Chris Wright, who will give a brief overview and an introduction to the department. Hiya, Chris.
Hiya, you okay?
Yeah, good, thanks to you.
Yeah, not bad. Okay, so like just we said, my name's Chris Wright and I'm one of the assistant principals at the Manchester College. And the areas that I look after are automotive, construction, built environment, engineering and logistics. So all of the STEM type areas. You're shortly going to hear from two of our managers about the different subjects you can study with us here at the Manchester College. But I just wanted to briefly explain about the types of study programme that you can complete with us. You could, if you wanted, study a craft-based course such as brickwork, motor vehicle or plumbing, all the way from entry level right the way up to level 3. Or you could decide to study for a BTEC qualification, which involves more classroom type work, but still has some hands-on elements. And you can study those from level 1 right the way up to level 3 and beyond into HNCs and HNDs in things like construction and the built environment. The subjects that these study programs cover include vehicle repair and maintenance, auto electrics, accident repair, engineering, electrical electronics, construction and the built environment, brickwork, carpentry, joinery, electrical installation, painting, decorating, plastering and plumbing. That's a great big long list of all of the types of programs that you could study with us on a craft basis. But there are two new types of qualification that are available from September 2021, which have been designed with industry partner experts. But unlike other study programs that you can take, these programs are co-designed and co-delivered and assessed with those same industry experts. And you'll spend significant amounts of time studying with those industry people from those backgrounds. Those two courses are T-levels and transition courses. A transition course is a 1-year level 2 program that's designed to help you prepare to take a T-level the following year. And a T-level is a 2-year level 3 subject which delves quite deeply into the technicalities of those subjects and prepares you for what could be described as professional or managerial roles within those industries. And the types of subjects that they cover are building services engineering, design, surveying and planning, and on-site construction. You'll be studying at our Openshore or Withenshaw sites dependent on the course that you choose or the level that you study. But if you're going to be at the Openshore site, which is our main centre, you'll be studying in our brand new multi-million pound centre that is, as we speak, being built up out of the ground. That's going to involve access to the latest types of workshop and the latest cutting edge technology, including what we're calling an immersive suite that houses lots of virtual and augmented reality, such as a virtual reality garage for diagnostics and vehicle repair, such as augmented reality welding equipment so that you can weld something without ever actually burning something. And most recently, the addition of a virtual drone flight test center, which will support you in getting your drone pilot's license, particularly now prevalent right the way across the construction industry. So that's a little about the department. I'm now going to pass you over to Ayub.
Thank you, Chris. Evening, everybody. My name is Ayub Musa. I'm the head of department for the automotive department at the Manchester College. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about what areas of automotive courses or careers that we offer. And also, I'm going to tell you a little bit about two of our campuses where these courses are delivered. So we have one option where you can take the courses at Openshore campus, which is our flagship site. And you can also take these courses at Wythenshawe, which is our satellite site. Three different areas, just like Chris was offering, that we offer. One is the accident and repair, the body and paint side, where you can learn everything about after the vehicle has had an accident, where it goes through the modes of being panel repaired, and then the refinishing side, where the vehicle has been brought back to life, if you will, with color matching and painting it. The second area we have is auto electrical. That's everything on a car that has the electronics, from satellite navigation to parking sensors. But we also have got a significant investment in electric vehicle technology. Just like Chris was talking about earlier, we've opened or we've refurbed our workshops with cutting edge technology. And part of that was the creation of the Innovation Lab. Inside the Innovation Lab, where students study electric vehicle technology and hybrid vehicle technology, which you see on the roads today. Part of the redevelopment of our campuses, we are looking to put in a live MOT lane where you can practice undertaking what is covered during an MOT test. Lastly, is our light vehicle side, which is what happens if the vehicle fails an MOT test, and also how to go about routine maintenance. So this is what you'll be learning within the automotive department at both of our centres. I'll now pass over to Andrew Addy, who will talk to you everything about construction.
Hello, good evening, everybody. My name's Andrew Addy. I'm the manager responsible for construction and engineering at the Openshaw campus. I'll talk to you first about our construction offer, just to build a little bit on what Chris has said. The construction department offers craft and trade qualifications from introductory courses at level 1, so students can taste a range of construction crafts, through to the specialised trades up to level 3 for 16 to 18-year-olds and for adults. We offer the wet trades in plastering, brick and painting and decorating to 16 to 18-year-olds. These programs will take you from unskilled through to site ready at level 2, so that you can move on to your MVQ program in employment after you've completed your level 2 in brick, plaster or painting and decorating. In addition, for 16 to 18-year-olds and for adults, we offer programs from level 1 through to level 3 in electrical installation, joinery and plumbing courses. At the conclusion of the level 3 programs, again, you will be site ready, having learned the basic hand skills in year 2, the essential skills that you need for installations and practical work. And then in year 3, typically learning to fault find, diagnose and test across those 3 trades, and in joinery, learning to complete final fix joinery in things like staircases and door frames. So that again will take you to the end of your level 3 program when you'd be site ready and be able to step onto your MVQ in employment. The T-level programs that we offer that Chris mentioned are going to allow students to take on-site joinery or building services T-level. Our initial offer is around the electrical installation pathway in the building services and the joinery pathway in the on-site construction. And that will allow students to specialise while understanding the role of their particular trade area in the wider construction industry, so that they understand both some aspects of the management and the practicalities of their trade or building services offer. In addition to our construction department, we also offer a range of courses in engineering. The best way to think about the engineering department is divided into 2 routes. The first one is our construction and built environment pathway. This offers students the opportunity to study a range of construction principles around working in the industry, so that you will understand not just the role of the trades. It's not a practical course. You won't study craft, but you will study things like construction management, construction principles, some engineering principles, an understanding of sustainability in construction, and a fair portion of maths and engineering in construction related environments as well. We offer programs at level 2 and 3 in those up to extended diploma, and we offer the HNC at level 4 for students who want to progress down that route with us. But after level 3, you'd also be able to step into employment, level 4 apprenticeships, or into university, because the program is equivalent to doing 3 A levels once you get the extended diploma. Similarly, in our engineering courses, We offer courses for level 2 through to level 3 extended diploma. Our engineering provision provides a broad range engineering course with a range of engineering modules that give students an introduction to a wide variety of engineering strands, including mechanical, electrical, and electronic, to help students plan their progression beyond college into university or employment. So they've got a broad understanding of engineering and how it operates out there in the workplace. Again, at the end of the level 3 extended diploma, you would have the equivalent UCAS point to apply to university places or to step into employment or a higher apprenticeship, the equivalent of a degree level apprenticeship. The program again allows students to study a range of opportunities that will prepare them for choosing more specialized pathways in engineering once they've completed the level 3 program. That's an overview of our construction engineering department.
Thanks very much, all of you. I know you briefly touched on some of the facilities there, but Andy, can you kind of elaborate on some of the construction engineering facilities that you've got at the college and any developments?
Sure. Our construction department currently is at a site about 5 minutes walk from Openshaw. Students on tonight, or potential students on tonight, will be joining us in our new build. We've got a brand new construction hall that is going up at the moment, and a refurbished hall, which is going to contain part of the construction department as well. So they're going to be brand new, freshly fitted facilities in which students can practice their trade skills as they develop into hopefully successful construction tradespeople at the end of their 2 or 3 years with us.
Brilliant. And Ayob, I know you touched briefly again on the facilities. Is there anything else you want to add in terms of what students can look forward to?
Absolutely. What I would like to add here is the students work on the vehicles that you see in the car parks today. So the equipment that we've got and the facilities that we have are, the latest technology we have. A lot of students who want to get involved in the automotive sector have an ambition to become an MOT tester further down the line. And like I say, we do have an MOT test lane fitted now at the Manchester College where you can practice them skills and hopefully put you on the path to becoming an MOT tester. Also, if MOT testing is not for you and you want to go down the route of vehicle accident and repair, we also have a commercial spray booth, and we have a top of the range paint mixing room where we can paint all the colors of the rainbow.
Brilliant, thanks very much. So just moving on to kind of how teaching has adapted in the past year, obviously due to the pandemic. Just wondered if you could shine a bit of light on, how students have adapted in the college to obviously the changing environment and any challenges and successes that's brought. Ayob, do you want to start?
Yeah, absolutely. So it has been an extremely challenging year, a roller coaster for everybody. But we've taken that in our stride and we've changed the way we've delivered the programs. One of the examples to mention, the teaching staff have taken the laptops and the technology in live workshops, in garages where they've used live briefs, live vehicles, because as you know, throughout the pandemic, the garages have still been open. So we've been lucky to have the employer connections and working with employers that have supported the courses, where the teachers have gone with the cameras, action cameras, cameras on the laptops, and they've delivered live sessions as vehicles have been in for repair on the ramps. So the students have not suffered any practical training, although they haven't had the ability to undertake that practical training at that given point. We structured the curriculum where we top-loaded the practical training at the beginning of the year. So it was a case of putting all the jigsaw pieces together when the students got the theory training throughout the pandemic. The pieces came together, if you will. They began to see the image of the jigsaw.
Yeah. And Andy, how's it been for you teaching during the pandemic?
I think similarly to Ayob, the challenge has been to take what is essentially very practical courses in construction and create a situation in which students can continue to progress. As with Ayob, with construction, we planned our delivery this year so that the first term was dedicated very much towards developing the practical skills, because of the risk of a potential lockdown. Most of our students, of course, are more oriented to using their hands, working with their hands, and they find the theoretical sides a little bit more of a challenge. So we focused on the practical skills with a view to building the theory onto those later in the year if we were still open, or to deliver those in lockdown, which we've done between January and last week. The theory classes have moved online during the lockdown, so students have been able to catch up on that theory, work with students both on an individual as well as a group basis in online classes, and be supported to develop their understanding of their particular trade from the theoretical side. That's a requirement of the course anyway. There's some elements that they have to study and take exams on. They're not naturally inclined always to take the theory side, but we've been able to build that into our online delivery. Engineering students, by contrast, and the staff adapted very quickly to the online environment. They're familiar with the technology, they like using the technology, and we adapted to whole class teaching in the online environment with engineering quite quickly and quite successfully. So students will be taking lessons almost as normal as if they were on site with the teacher on Teams and working through their content and their various tasks during their online sessions. That was really quite successful with engineering because of the familiarity that staff had with the technology and that the students enjoyed using that technology.
Okay, fantastic. Sounds like that you've been able to carry on doing your jobs as you should. Ayob, did you want to add something there?
Absolutely. I just wanted to make a point whilst we're talking about the pandemic and the things that have gone on. Myself and Andy have talked about, using technology and how it's been a real godsend for the students to use. But I'd just like to make a point where, just to inform the listeners that the college, if you don't have a laptop, don't worry. If you don't have data, don't worry. The college has provided, hundreds of laptops to students, who have been in the need of that technology. So the support at the college is second to none, whether you need data, whether you need laptop, because as we move through the pandemic and we go into September, there will still be the continuation of online learning because of the success of it and the new way of working. So I just wanted to, just the listeners to have that reassurance that if you don't have the technology, not to worry, we've got one for you if it's required.
Okay, brilliant. And Chris, did you want to add something?
Yeah, if you don't mind. I think what Ayob and Andy have described has been the blended learning approach that we've taken. So using the best of technology, the best of face-to-face, and putting together the best possible package that we could. So for example, we've used things like something called split room technology. We've used 360-degree cameras to promote the delivery of practical sessions online. We've used sessions like this, and we've also relied quite heavily and got the support from our industry partners in the delivery of virtual sessions to the students. So if a student would necessarily have been, or ordinarily, sorry, have been out on site working with the employer, where that's not being able to take place, virtual sessions with those employees have been set up, and the students and the groups have interacted online with the industry partners, just as we're doing in sessions like this. And it's that type of blended approach that's really made the curriculum a success.
Brilliant. That's really good to hear. Just a reminder to those that have attended today, you can ask any questions throughout in the Q&A box. We'll either try and answer them at the end of the session, and we've allowed for about 10-15 minutes for questions. But if it's relevant, if you've got a question about something that the presenters are speaking about at that moment in time, I'm happy to answer them as well then. So yeah, feel free to use the Q&A function. Next question is just in terms of future careers. So Ayob, what kind of future careers can students that follow study automotive expect to potentially go into when they finished at the college?
Like I've been talking throughout, really, majority of the students want to become an MOT tester. You can also become a service center technician. You can become an auto electrician, or you can become a technician within the body and paint sector. Like me, myself, Chris, and Andy have been talking about the employers that the college is working with. Just to give you a flavor of the type of employers, we're working in automotive, is people like McLaren, Rolls-Royce, Wins Additives, Tetrasil Paints. Now, these are just a few to mention where the students have undertaken things like work experience, part-time employment, and once they completed once you complete your study, there's a myriad of opportunities that you can undertake, which we'll talk about in a moment. But one of them, like I say, is also if you don't want to put some overalls on and get into onto the workshop floor, there's also the opportunity to work with the USEN Manchester department, where you can undertake HNCs, HNDs. You can further your education ability in an engineering degree, and it's upwards and onwards.
Brilliant. And Andy, do you want to kind of touch on some of the future careers in your area?
Yeah, I think that for construction trades, typically students will progress into that trade occupation in the construction industry. Once they've got a taste of that, some of them do come back and take the HNC because they're looking to move into site management. So they take the HNC in construction, the built environment. That allows them a career pathway beyond just working in the trades. Some of them go into be self-employed. I mean, we've had plumbers in the department who are already operating as self-employed plumbers, effectively under the supervision of a fully qualified plumber, but they're going out there and earning a living. Some of the adult learners do that. In engineering, the BTEC is designed to give a broad spectrum understanding of engineering principles and of key pathways such as mechanical engineering, electrical, electronic, the variety of options that are available to students beyond level 3. And during the application process, if they want to go and do a degree, we'll talk to them about the appropriate engineering programs that they might want to go into. And they can range from everything from acoustical through to aeronautic to even automotive. And they can come back and work for IOB afterwards. So there's a range of things that they can do from an engineering perspective. It really does give them a platform to specialize beyond the level 3. In construction, the built environment, the options are to go down the civil engineering route after qualifying, go down the construction management route, or even to go down the site planning and project management and surveying. Design planning and surveying is the name of the new T level. And that is related in content to the current BTEC in built environment as well. So again, the construction industry offers a huge range of career paths actually, which the construction and built environment and the T-level qualifications will prepare students for, so that they can then begin to specialize once they've completed the level 3.
Brilliant. And it sounds like obviously the industry experience people get on the course really kind of prepares them for going into a job or higher education and then a job after college. Obviously a lot of students will really enjoy that experience, and it'd be good if you could kind of elaborate on that of what kind of skills they're learning when they're out on placement, and how it enriches their learning really.
If I could answer that point first. So I talked earlier about the T-level and transition year programs, and there are precursors to that we're currently running called the scholarship programs. So we've got a number of students who are working with Wilmot Dixon, for example, who are currently building our city centre new campus. We've got a group of students working with them. They go out 2 days a week to work on site and attend college 3 days a week for the 2 years. So that's a lot of site experience. But the reality of that situation is that Wilmot Dixon are looking at that group as their future talent pool. And the promise at the end of the 2 years, if the students perform and do really well, is that Wilmot Dixon are looking to take those students into their management program and give them a degree. So they'll go off to university, study for a degree, work full time for Wilmot Dixon, earn a wage, and end up with a prosperous career with a degree without any kind of student debt whatsoever. There are other employers who are working with students who are again looking at future talent pools and pipelines of employees, and are looking at those opportunities and those interactions with students in the workplace as almost like a bit of a shop window. So a try before you buy type thing. Some people want to offer them apprenticeships. Other students will go off to do degrees and then come back and work for that employer as I described. Some of them are being sponsored to come back to USEN Manchester here at the college to study those HNCs in construction and built environment that Andy described. And I think something that our department has that's maybe unique to others is because right at the very beginning, when I said it was all connected to the STEM agenda, The STEM agenda is so broad and so wide ranging, and the courses and the qualifications that you can achieve with us in our department contain what are called transferable skills. So the fact that you actually might study a level 2 or level 3 motor vehicle auto electrical qualification doesn't stop you from then progressing to do higher level study, potentially at university or back at USEN in electrical electronics. They're interchangeable, and the principles that you learn in any of the subjects that we teach can be transferred and interchanged with other subjects. So studying a qualification with us in our department has like a plethora of opportunities. The world is your oyster, and you could pick any direction that you preferred, really. So it's a real door opener to study these types of qualifications.
And is there something you want to add to that?
Yeah, I would add to that a lot of the students that come on things like construction and to a certain extent to engineering might not see themselves as academically minded. They might not see themselves as going down the university route. But as Chris said, these qualifications are ideal preparation actually also for what are becoming increasingly common, which are higher apprenticeships. So degree level programs at levels 4, 5 and 6 that will get you a degree equivalent qualification, but down the apprenticeship route. And actually with the workplace model that Chris described for our scholarship students, they're ideally experienced now for operating in that combined study and work method that will take them through an apprenticeship program successfully at level 4 and above.
Okay, brilliant. That kind of comes to the end of our kind of structured questions for today. Just a reminder, if there's any questions from participants, just pop them in the Q&A box. All questions are anonymous. I'm not going to read out anyone's names or anything, and we'll try and answer those. In the meantime, I think there's a couple of questions I know have come up at other TMC Live sessions we've done before. So, Ayub, can I just ask, in terms of automotive, will people be repairing real customer cars and get that experience?
Absolutely. Lindsay, just what we were talking about before, the students that the vehicles that the students work on whilst they're doing the training is the vehicles that you see in the car parks today. We have a bank of vehicles that we renew every 6 to 12 months, where we purchase the vehicles from local dealers from our employer network. So these are the vehicles that the students, when they come into the college, first get the ability to practice on, brush up their skills, ensure that they're ready to to work on customer vehicles. And the idea of it is, once they're ready, once they're confident, which is our job, that's what we want. That's what we want the students ready to do. They'll be moving on to working onto customer vehicles. Even Chris brings his brand new Volkswagen in.
You know what, I was just thinking, my car needs some body work, so I might be giving you a call out.
Not a problem. That's what we're here for.
And then Andy, I'm just wondering, in terms of carpentry, what kind of practical work do students do?
Wow. They start off with basic joints to learn the fundamentals of joinery. It's called joinery for a reason, of course, because it involves putting pieces of wood together. That's largely the first year is spent developing those hand skills by practicing on a range of different types of joints. In the second year, they will actually practice on what's known as first fix joinery. So they will begin to do the basic fittings of floor joists, floorboarding, skirtings, door frames, those kinds of things, the basic skills. In the second year, actually, they will also do a simple staircase in the second year, and then in the third year at level 3, they will do more complicated staircase designs. So a turn, for example, partway up, they will do door arches rather than just straight door frame trimmings, and that increases the level of skill and experience that the learner has on the level 3. So frankly, if there's anything that you can look at in your home that's made of wood, they will learn either to fit it or make it during their 3 years on a joinery course.
Okay, fantastic. And I think something that's always coming up at the minute, obviously because it's such a new qualification, is the T levels, and it's something that people are really interested in. So Chris, maybe we can go to you just in terms of the T levels on offer in construction. Why would someone be better suited to a T level than some of the other courses that we've got? Are there any kind of tips that you can give someone if they're undecided?
I would say if you are looking to join a an industry or a particular trade route, but looking to go beyond actually being on the tools. If you're looking to get into a supervisory role or some kind of management or project management type role, definitely the T-level would be the route that I would take. It really is about developing those future professionals, those managers of the future in the construction industry, whether that be around design, surveying and planning, like Andy said, which is things like, you know, actually running the building sites and making sure that the different products arrive on time, whether that's a quantity surveyor, whether it's a planner or whether it's an architect. They are the types of roles that the T-levels are designed to grow those types of students. In terms of the type of work that they do, the T-levels are very much focused on project-led learning. So where you'll be learning by doing, although you're getting into the real nitty-gritty of the technicalities of the subjects, it's all done via the use of projects both to teach and to assess what it is that you've gained.
Yeah, and just in terms of people a bit confused about a T-level and a transition program, you know, why would someone maybe be better suited to a transition program? Like, what's the purpose of those?
Okay, so like I described, because the T-level is a full level 3 2-year qualification, and they do involve quite high levels of maths and physics within them, because it's that STEM type agenda that we're talking about. Sometimes it might be that a student isn't quite ready to study the level 3. It might not all be about their academic qualifications, and we have something called the summer school, which I'll briefly talk about, but it's not always about whether or not you've got the GCSE grades or not. Sometimes it's about the raw talent, it's the potential that you show. And the summer school is a model that we've got that looks past a student's GCSE scores. So that's a project-led event that lasts for 2 days a week for 3 weeks, where a student can demonstrate their potential and their creativity, their resilience, their teamwork ability, where they'll work on a project and then present that back at the end of the time. So, you know, the T-levels are different from the transition in that not everybody is going to be ready for a T-level qualification, and the transition year is the means to get there. If that's your ambition to be an architect, but you maybe don't quite have the maths or the English GCSE scores, the transition year is there to support you to plug those gaps, to get those GCSEs, to develop those workplace practices and skills that you're going to need. If you're spending 2 days a week out in industry, then you need to know how to behave when you're in the workplace, and sometimes that takes a little bit of development. So it really is, it's like a step up program to help you reach the standard to get into the T-level program.
Yeah, okay, brilliant. And thanks for answering the questions. Is there anything that any of you'd like to add to our prospective students if they're, you know, trying to decide about joining the college?
I'd just reiterate, sorry, Andy.
There's one thing left to do.
I'd just reiterate, I think the facilities that you would be joining are absolutely second to none. They really are. We have been in education for 25 years, worked at a number of colleges, and what's been built just the other side of that wall over there, I have never seen the like of it. I've never seen that level of investment. If you want to talk about the teaching staff, I would say this because you know, I'm their manager, but the teaching teams that we've got, it's not just about approachability, it's not just about friendliness, it's also about that level of professionalism between the student and the member of staff, and offering that right level of challenge to get the very best out of students. And the industry relevance and the very recent industry practice that our teachers have got, you know, I don't think you would find it in another college. They're fantastic teaching team, experts in what they do, very relevant and recent experience, and a fantastic environment to work in.
Yeah. Did you want to add something, Andy?
Chris has said what I was going to say, really, because I think we've focused on the quals and progression. We hadn't said anything about the staff. And one other thing that I would add is the student support in place across the institution. This is not my first FE college, and one of the things I would say is that there is a large investment in staff and student mentors and student support workers to help students that might be struggling with their courses for reasons outside their control, if you like, and outside their ability. So there are facilities there, and our staff are caring and nurturing. We're not just there delivering the programme, we're there to look after you and make sure you get through the course successfully, in spite of whatever might be going on around you at the time.
And actually, to add to that, we have got, you know, a special educational needs and disabilities kind of support team called our transition team. Amelia will just put in the chat there how you can get in touch with them if that's something that you require. Anything else to add before we close the event? I think we could quite a lot there.
I'll just like to, can I just add one thing there, Lindsay?
Yeah.
We've talked about technology. We've talked about staffing. We've talked about investment. I think for you. So I think, you know, the one thing left now is, you know, get on the website. You know, just Google tmc.ac.uk and put in an application.
We've just put a link to that in the chat as well there. We've actually just had a question come through if you'll be able to answer it. So somebody asked, would the opportunities be the same at both campuses, i.e. if you studied at Wythenshawe or at Openshaw? Not sure who wants to answer that one. Oh, Chris, you're on mute.
Like I said at the very beginning, the site that you would study at is dependent on the course that you choose and the level that you want to study at. The majority, well, in fact, all curriculum is offered at Openshaw. At Wythenshawe, the curriculum offer is around construction at entry level and level 1, and in motor vehicle at entry level and level 1 also. So if you're from the south of Manchester and you're interested in doing motor vehicle and you've never ever done it before, and maybe you don't have any GCSEs, then Wythenshawe would be an ideal starting point for you. It's local to you. It's got the same equipment and, you know, levels of staffing as we've got at Openshaw. There's fully equipped garages there. There are fully equipped workshops for construction. So it's not true to say that all courses are held at Openshaw, and it's not true also to say that all provision is available at Wythenshawe. But the website would explain to you exactly what's available where.
Okay, brilliant. I think that's it for the questions. If anyone's got any last minute questions, feel free to pop them in. Just in the meantime, just want to thank everyone for coming to our automotive construction and engineering live panel discussion. Thanks very much to Chris, Ayub and Andy for joining us. We do have more TMC live panel discussions running until Thursday. If there's any other areas that you're interested in and you can't quite make your mind up, please visit tmc.ac.uk/TMC live, and then you can register for any other sessions. We've also got some 15-minute drop-in sessions tonight with our tutors from 7 till 8. If you do want to find out a bit more information about your particular subject area, so whether that's automotive or construction engineering, you can have a chat with them. It's not too late to register for these. Amelia has put a link in the chat there if you want to join them. It's just so you can have a bit more of a one-on-one conversation about a specific course if you've got any more questions. If you do want to apply for the college, as I mentioned, please visit our website, tmc.ac.uk. And if you want to speak to anyone tonight, we do have a team that's available until 8 this evening to take your call. Again, the number's in the chat there. And we hope everyone has a lovely evening. Thanks very much for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have. I found out a lot more about all the different areas. And yeah, thanks very much. And any information that you need, obviously contact our inquiries team and feel free to join the Q&A sessions starting at 7. Thanks very much, everyone, for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.